Alright, I do intend this to be the last video to Tommy from the Bronx or across this Borg. I mean, they've sort of blown their little wads, and the fun's over. Somebody new wants to enter the fray. Okay, I might respond to that, but otherwise, argument over. I have posted a bunch of other videos elsewhere, and so the subject is complete as far as I'm concerned. I will say, I filed the DMCA. A couple hours ago I got an email back from YouTube saying they want more information, blah 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 blah, which is completely a violation of the law. I told them who I was, told them it's my material. There's a little statement where you swear that it's your material, and so it's like somehow they don't recognize me in the video. I mean, come on. So anyway, they're just playing games. I guess that's their new policy, is to play games. So I figure I will send out, maybe I'll just send a little email off to Viacom or something. Or maybe I'll put Viacom in the tags and just say, maybe you ought to pay attention to this. Because obviously YouTube doesn't give a fuck about DMCAs. I mean, a video can get flagged. I bet you Ocean Avani's cartoon was down before, in a matter of minutes or hours. A flagged video gets down. I've had them down before the video got 100 views, and yet they'll fuck around for a whole day to process a DMCA. I mean, a legal action. They'll just ignore that. Something where there's an actual law, but a flagged video, oh yeah, they'll be right on it. I mean, it's just such bullshit. So whatever, we'll just see what happens. So anyway, I'll respond to this last Crossesborg video, and then that will complete this bullshit, and I'll move on.
Look at that, our resident whack job, the bleeding vagina known as Inmendum.
Yeah, and so we'll call you the leaky asshole, or the dripping asshole. That might be better, dripping. I did we have a little comic of you now too. Probably can't see that because the focus isn't on, but yeah, you sort of look like a dripping asshole. I did me too. I came out pretty funny. I am scary guy, but that's cool. The scarier I am, the better. Alright, moving on.
DMCA'd the Jones R video on Tommy's channel, and his reasoning for that, that he stated was, well, you used my clip without my permission. Geez, let's see.
Yeah, that's right. You unfairly abused my clip. It's not that you fairly used my clip, you unfairly abused my clip.
Gary, I seem to recall you made a response to Tommy and to me on your DoNotGod page, and you used the audio from our videos. You didn't ask us permission to do that. Should we?
Yeah, well, it's completely different. An audio clip, unless it's like poetry or music where you're stealing the artistic value, I'm obviously using your clip for education and commentary purposes strictly. I'm not doing satire, I'm not doing ponage, I'm not doing, well, I am ponying you, but that's only because you're an asshole. That's just incidental to the correction of the facts that I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, what, you're going to make that argument? No, of course you're not going to make that argument. So, but your argument is that this is all the same thing. Farting on somebody's video clip is the same thing as responding to their commentary. And as far as you're concerned, it's all okay. So if somebody takes your video content, one of your videos, and just applies farts to it, they're allowed to do that, and you won't mind. You won't DMCA them or flag that video, correct? So if I have somebody else do it, because I'm not an asshole, I'm not going to do it. But if somebody else does it and I feature their video, that won't bother you at all, right? So I can just steal your content. Maybe I'll upload it because I'd like to get the views, right? I know it'll get some views, right? Crossesborg farting, the leaky asshole leaking, and I could have little labels above your head saying things like you want to suck a little 5-year-old's dick and shit. And so it could be really big fun. So you say that's okay, I can do that. Is that right? I have your permission because you think that's a fair use, correct? So let's just get the facts straight. So that's the fact, right? You say it's okay. Could you just say that in a complete sentence? Could you just utter those words that you think it's okay for somebody to take your video content, simply apply some fart sounds, and then republish it on their website, and it's okay with you? All right, we got that clear? Fucking asshole.
DMCA, your dumb hippie ass? There's no difference between the two. They didn't change anything you said.
So there's no difference, like I said. So okay, so I can take your videos and apply farting, and it's okay. There's no problem with that.
It was an unedited clip of your words talking about the 14th Amendment, and it was
I think when you apply a sound, that is editing, fucker. I mean, really, does somebody think that's not editing now? So if you overshadow the content with a different sound, you're not editing the content? I think you are. And like I said, it was taken out of context anyway. The context wasn't provided, so it's already an abuse of my content because it's completely out of context. I mean, if that's what you call fair use, is taking people's remarks out of context and incompletely, then yeah, well, okay. I don't know what to say to that. That's your definition. I think it's a crazy and insane definition, but you're entitled to it, I suppose.
As a comparison, look at the type of people who complain about the 14th Amendment when they do get their 14th Amendment rights, but it doesn't satisfy them, so they want to piss and moan.
Who are those people? Oh, this ought to be good. He's saying that there's people who complain about their 14th Amendment rights, and then when they don't get them, they piss and moan. So let's hear what these people are.
Same type of mentality does that. So comparison was good, but you know what? It was never altered. They put a...
Sorry, gotta take a break, Cat. Okay, back. So he's basically saying that no one's ever been illegitimately denied their 14th Amendment rights, or the 8th Amendment, or the First Amendment rights in the United States of America, because all the judges are honorable people, and no one's ever been fucked over by the courts. Great.
Over the track, but that's not illegal. That's called parody. That's called comedy, and
it's okay as long as that's the standard. Okay, I'm not fighting with it. Okay, if you're going to tell me that's the standard, that's what the legal standard is. I don't see any court cases that say that's the legal standard, that you can just abuse a person's clip. But okay, if that's what you're saying is that all I have to do is take your clips, apply fart music, and re-upload them, and that's called parody. Okay, and I can put you next to a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer and maybe the Ramsey guy, but just, you know, you're kind of into that kind of thing, I think. That's my opinion. And so that's okay with you. That's called being creative, in your opinion, right? That's creativity.
100% legal and falls under fair use.
All right, well, just say that it's okay with you, all right? Just tell me, just say an explicit statement. It's okay for me to upload any of your content and do anything I please to it, all right? Just make that fucking statement.
So, if you want to fall on the fact that they used your clip unedited...
It was obviously edited, you dumb fuck. And even if it was unedited, it doesn't matter. The context was abused, okay? You're saying I can take your videos, your music videos, I'll just take one clip of it, and then I'll put in a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer. Then take another clip and a picture of Bundy. And take another clip, a picture of Manson. And that's okay with you. That's called creativity, right? It'll take me about 10 minutes to do the editing. I'll republish it. I get 1,500 views. Is that how we're going to play this asshole game, you dumb fuck? Is that what you want YouTube to be? We'll just take each other's clips and fuck with them? I mean, you're just such an asshole.
Without your permission, you did the same to me and Tommy. You notice when I make responses to you, I never use your sound or your video. I just replied to what you said, and I let the viewer...
I think you have in the past, actually. I don't know, you removed all your videos, so I guess I can't prove it, but I believe you have in the past done this voice thing. But regardless, so now your argument is this is an unfairness to you. I'm being unfair to you by playing your entire video in an entire context, and that's an unfairness to you. I should just paraphrase you, okay, mischaracterize what you say, or at least to take the advantage of that opportunity, and completely distort and manipulate what you said to my advantage. Instead, I'm doing the horrible unfairness of having the burden of answering every goddamn criticism and critique you make. Yeah, and so I'm being unfair. God, you really are such a fucking weasel.
Or go look at your stuff. Why? Because I know you're a sniveling little bleeding cunt vagina that will use and
Yeah, drippy, stinky, whiny little puckery, hemorrhoid covered, dripping anus. Jesus.
use illegally the DMCA for other purposes such as...
Yeah, well, this ought to be good. For other purposes, right. I've only filed DMCAs against people who took my content out of context and perverted it. Those are the only DMCAs I've ever filed.